on the World Wide Web, on your mobile phone, and on all social media platforms. Jambo Radio.
You're listening to Jambo Radio, and this is an exclusive interview that we're having today. And we're talking about Uganda. And this is one of those very interesting, times for particularly Ugandans. It's when they celebrate independence. And independence was a time when Ugandans decided to go on to what we call self-governance from the colonial imperialists. And just for your information, Uganda was colonized by Great Britain. So it was a colony of Britain. And on the 9th of October 1962, they took back control. And today we're going to be talking about that and a lot more, especially to do with Ugandans in Scotland, and we'll probably extend it further on to Britain as a whole. In the studio with me, I've got James Mugenyi. James Mugenyi is a community leader, and he's here to talk about Uganda and a little bit about the Ugandan community. Welcome, James, to the show.
Thank you, Chen. Thanks for having me today. And I'm quite glad to be here to actually talk about Uganda, Ugandan Independence. But I probably won't talk too much about the independence. I think I'll talk a bit more about the Ugandans living in Scotland, because that is my main focus. Independence is a big day for us, as you've kind of elaborated there. It is a day, obviously, we celebrate every year, because that's the day we got our independence. But to us, I will talk in relation to what it means really to the Ugandans now in Scotland, because we are now living abroad in a foreign country. So to me, as a Scottish Ugandan, what is it that it means to me?
Yeah.
And that's I think that's where we're gonna take this conversation to. Not really much about the history of independence, because I think probably most of the people know really what happened. And
Well, you'll be shocked that a lot of people don't know when you talk about Uganda. Automatically, people talk about Idi Amin Dada.
Oh, no.
So it's not generally, it's not a general understanding that everyone knows about, the Ugandan independence. But anyway, we'll just slide into that. So what does it mean for a Ugandan living in Scotland?
Well, for a Ugandan living in Scotland, for us, independence is obviously, in political terms, it signifies the day we managed to get our own, get power into our own hands. And for us as Scottish Ugandans living in the UK, I think that comes upon it kind of strengthen our identity again. We need to recognize ourselves, kind of a reflection moment, really, to kind of take a step back and look at ourselves and try to identify ourselves as Ugandans, because we in a foreign country we can easily get so lost and mixed up in all other different cultures and everything going on around us. But for that day, I think that's the key. It's a special moment for Ugandans to actually come together and we identify ourselves again, try to discover ourselves as Ugandans.
Yeah.
So that's why, to me, that's the importance of it for the Scottish Ugandans.
So, as a community leader, do you think Ugandans living within Scotland are sort of isolated within their own groups, or?
Yes, and that's I think that's one of the problems we've got at the moment, is that we really don't have a strong Ugandan community in place at the moment as I speak now. We are trying now again to forge one, to make to build one again from grassroots.
I see. Because, I mean, to be honest with you, the Nigerian community is quite strong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Ghanaian community is quite strong that I know of, you know. But Uganda, there's a bit, you know, there's something that's lacking.
Yes, and that's the thing. And I think that's the problem we've got is I think Ugandans, we have a problem. We don't believe in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that again goes to that sense of identity. You know, Ugandans have an issue whereby that as soon as they hear anything Ugandan, we have that negativity towards ourselves, you know, which again goes to that sense of belonging. It's like we are lost. We are just all over the place, you know. And this has been done before, because what we're trying to do again has been done before, and it collapsed.
Okay. So, we've identified the problem. It's a lack of identity. As a community leader, self-belief, lack of identity, self-belief, you know, being isolated within smaller groups. So what have you done as a community leader?
Okay. What have I done? Not much. Because at the moment, we are just starting again. And me personally, I took this issue personal to me, because as you've probably said earlier on, you look at all these other communities, Ghanaians, Nigerians, Zimbabweans, Zambians. I mean, these are like, we all have friends from these countries, and honestly, when you go to their communities, like to their events or occasions they set up, it's shameful. It's you feel, as a Ugandan, you feel ashamed. You like, what the hell? You'll excuse my language, but what the hell happened to us?
Yeah,
you know. And for me, I think for me that was a turning point. Basically, that's where I was like, you know what?
Something needs to be done.
Something needs to be done.
All right, then tell me about Yugascot.
So I came up with Yugascot.
What is Yugascot?
Yugascot, as in the word, it's basically Scottish Ugandans or Ugandans living in Scotland. So we've came up with that name, Yugascot, because what we are trying to identify or achieve or make people identify with themselves is like, yes, you are Scottish, because you know the kids, these kids that are born here, okay, you can't take that away from them. They are Scottish.
Yeah, they're Scottish.
But they also need to identify with their roots as Ugandans. So we came up with the word Yugascot, which means I'm a Scottish Ugandan. Okay, so kids can identify to that. They can say, you know what, I am Scottish, but I'm Ugandan as well. You know, they can embrace both cultures together. You know. Now, the reason I came up with Yugascot, obviously, was to tackle these problems like, you know, lack of support. Ugandans don't have a point of contact where they can, when they face difficulties, they don't have a community to go to which can kind of relate to what their problems are. You know.
Yeah.
they don't have that community that will understand their issues better and try to help them in the same understanding with empathy. Okay, because if you come from Uganda, I come from Uganda, you facing a problem, okay, I mean, you come to the organization that is Ugandan based, okay, this organization can actually take your issue or your problem to further where individuals can't reach themselves as Ugandans. Okay, so that was one of the things, that's one of our aims. And there is lack of collective progression as well and constructive development within our community. Now, on that point, as Ugandans, I mean Kenyans are way organized. They do way bigger things. There was I don't know whether there was something posted on social media about a development that they were trying to do in Kenya, and these were Kenyans abroad. They came together, formed an investment group, and they are doing bigger things back into their country. They are putting back into, now they are able actually to help their country, their fellow countrymen back in Kenya.
Yeah.
Because they came together and formed a well-organized investment group.
So they're well organized. And that reminds me, a few months ago when India was hit by the surge in the COVID-19 cases, and they were running out of oxygen. The Indian community came together and they were able.
The British Indian community.
Yeah, the British Indian community did come together, and they were able to help out in that situation. And I mean, the strength in numbers. There's surely strength in numbers. And the thing is, as much as there was a problem back home in India, they did something about it.
Yes.
They just didn't sit back and watch the news and, lament of what a problem it is. And even during COVID-19, I believe that other communities have been able to help their countrymen,
the people
back home.
Yeah.
But is that the sort of thing you're aiming towards?
Absolutely. Because I mean, you can. There is a lot we can do. But people need to understand that they got to come to get that mindset of trying to give back to your community and strengthen it. Put something in. I mean, personally, I've put in time. I've put in money. I'm not getting anything, and people always have to change that mindset of doing everything with the aim of what am I getting, So that mindset has to change and realize. I mean, if people do the Caucasian, I would say, okay, or white people, I would say, they do it in their community. When their community calls them,
they show up.
I've been on. Yes, you've been on the fundraisings.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been on fundraisings for the Scottish people. When their community calls them, honestly, they show up. They show up. They don't hesitate. They're like, where can we help? What can we do? So we need to change that mindset and realize that it can only be ourselves to help ourselves.
I see.
Okay. It can only be ourselves. No one else is gonna come. We've got this mindset of dependency all the time. We think like, okay, somebody's got to give us help. Somebody's got to come in and lend us a hand.
Yeah.
But even when we've come from our countries, because trust me, most of the Ugandans here can actually do something about it. We don't need another foreign charity to
come and help the Ugandan community.
We can form our own and help our own, and that's what I'm trying to achieve here.
Okay, now there's I've learned of a function that's happening this weekend. Tell me about that.
Well, we are coming together again just for the Ugandan Independence, and as I said, for us the independence means a lot of different things. So it's a chance for us to get together again. It's a social event. So this is a chance for us as Ugandans to come together, and maybe it's another chance for us to actually have these conversations, talk to each other. What can we do? How can we move forward? How can we solve the issues and the problems that are facing us? Because whether you like it or not, we are in a foreign country. Okay? Yes, we can settle here, but we got to remember we are in a foreign country. We need to establish ourselves, and we need to establish a strong community that can help us. There are things we can't do individually, but there are many things we can accomplish if we have a strong community. And that's our aim. That's what we are trying to achieve, because lack of social events. Now, you asked me what we, on this for this particular event, what we're trying to do. This is the only chance. We don't have many social events. So to us, the Ugandan Independence is probably one in a year.
Yeah. Is that a chance for us to get together and share ideas, spend some time together,
break
bread, and just get to know each other?
Absolutely. And that's why for me, the Independence Day basically is the chance. That's the chance we got. Now, in relation to Yugascot, we are trying to obviously grow this organization, and to Independence Day for us is the chance actually to really kind of break it down again. When we have a chance to meet together, to break it down again to our fellow Ugandans and say, look, we really need to do something. We can't sit there and be and have this land helplessness, because it's not going to help. We've been here for 10 years, more than 10 years, okay, and it's shameful to for more than 10 years we are living here and there is no established organization or community that we have together. What does that say about us? You've mentioned, know them, you know the Ghanaians are doing their thing.
Yes,
Nigerians are doing their thing.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we are on the sides looking and pointing at each other, saying, oh, we should do this or they should do that. See, what's going to happen? I know that even when we are facing challenges already, okay, as we're trying to establish this at the moment, okay, there will be talks. People will talk, and that is our attitude. But all I can ask people is that let's come together, let's do something together. Let's stop the talking and try to do something constructive for ourselves. Not even for ourselves, for our children, so that the children grow up with some sort of identity and belonging. Because if they don't have that, then they're going to look for it somewhere else, okay? They're going to identify themselves as Scottish. But
that's perfectly fine, but it's good for you to be in touch with your community and also with your roots, because once you know where you're coming from, you can sort of figure out way of where you're going. And
it's the confidence as well.
It's just social confidence and social identity as well. So where is the event going to happen?
The event is going to be in Paisley. Again, the venue wasn't just chosen because there is many Ugandans in Paisley, but it was the ideal place, and it's very central, right in Paisley's town center, just off Gilmore station, train station. So it's right there in the city center, very convenient, and anyone can get a train, a taxi. It's so convenient. That's why we chose it.
So it's 35 Moss Street, Paisley.
It is, yeah.
PA11DL.
That's the one, yes.
And, well, what time does it start?
It starts at 2. The event starts at 2 p.m.
I think it's
That's
a
when
free
the doors
event.
are open.
It's a free-for-all event, isn't it?
I wish it could be, which again, that's a good point you've raised. Now, since we are just starting as a community, we are working from zero. Basically, there is nothing in the coffers. There is no money. And just to be clear, we've not asked money from the government, the Scottish government. We've not asked money from the Ugandan government. We've not asked money from any organization. Why?
Yeah, why? If you can, why not?
Thank you. Because we want to start this spirit. As Ugandans, we can build our community. Okay. Then we can get support.
Yeah.
Later on, okay, but we can build our community. Let's first show that we can, as Ugandans, we can come together and build something for ourselves. I expect every Ugandan to say, you know what? Let me put something back into my Ugandan community. Let me make it strong. Okay? I want every Ugandan to have that spirit that, you know what? Let's build something. Let's have something of our own. Okay? And then, in any case, if we need any support at all, we can always contact these organizations. But when we are established, but right now,
Yeah.
when there is nothing to really, we don't have anything at all to show for. Even when you go to the Scottish government, they're like, okay, where are you based? What is it you've been doing? And what are we going to tell them? Oh, no, we are here, but we just want support from you. It doesn't work like that.
So, since it's not a free-for-all event, how much it's going to cost?
Yeah, so we basically put it to only £20.
£20, yeah.
£20, very cheap. Only £20 for adults, and any kids under 12 are paying £5, okay, for a start. And that's as cheap as it can get.
Cheap as chips, they say.
Oh,
well, so what shall I expect? I've paid my £20. I'm at the event. What my expectations?
The expectations is that you are putting something back into your community. Okay?
Yeah.
So you coming with excitement, bring some ideas. Okay? Bring some, that question you just asked, okay? That is the mentality or the mindset we want to change. Okay? We want people to happily feel like you've just given away that £20 to your community, because no one is benefiting from this.
Yeah, but my £20, I need to get value for my money.
Exactly.
I'm going to pay you £20.
See,
yes. What should I expect when I pay you my £20?
That's very good. There will be food. There was plenty of food.
I got food in the house. I got food in my own house, mate.
there is plenty of food.
Yeah.
Okay. And there will be obviously things, entertainment as well, and there will be entertainment for the kids. Now, and I like your line of questioning, okay, because that's exactly the mindset we want to change. We want to change that thing of saying, oh, I paid this much. What am I getting back?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm part of the organizers, okay, and for the organizers, everyone has put in £100. Actually, everyone has put in £100. Okay, and on top of that, we are running back and forth to try and put this together. Okay, now we are not even asking, oh, what am I getting from that? From the money I'm putting in? What am I getting from the time I'm putting in.
Yeah.
Okay. We are strictly just doing it for our community because we want to strengthen our community and we want to start it. We want to establish it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, you give money to charity. You know.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever ask them what's the value you're gonna get back? That's the spirit. We want to create that. When you pay this money, just know that you're giving back to your community, and in return, okay, not for that occasion, because that's just an occasion. Independence Day is just an occasion that is going. We're going to go have fun, enjoy ourselves. There will be plenty of food. There will be entertainment and things like that. Okay, but just look at the bigger vision. Okay,
that's the vision that I want you to sell to me.
Yes,
that's what I want to.
That's what I've been selling to you all along. The vision is there is to encounter these problems. Okay, of lack of support. So when we strengthen our community, okay, the Yugascot organization, okay, is tackling these issues, that lack of support. Now you have an organization where you can run to with issues. You remember the incident of Mercy. I don't want to talk much about it because everyone knew about it. It was in the news all over the place. Okay, and they were trying to run to a Scottish organization or community. There wasn't any to help in that situation. That was a sad situation. Yeah.
For those that don't know about Mercy, unfortunately, I forget the second name, is a girl that lived in Glasgow. Unfortunately, she passed on in her own house, and she had her child with her, and she was a Ugandan, but there was nothing much that the Ugandan community could have done. So that was a very unfortunate
the
situation.
Ugandan community wasn't even there was an organization.
In fact, somebody from Wales phoned me to find out what they can do to help, in that situation. And my hands were tied. There was just no information. I couldn't access anybody.
You couldn't point them to any place.
Yeah, I couldn't point anybody to anywhere. So, by coming to this event, you are saying to us that, look, we are starting this. It's going to be a point of contact for Ugandans in Glasgow, in Scotland, that when you pay this £20, you're helping us start to strengthen our structures.
Absolutely.
And
that's
then
the start.
We will be there for any Ugandan in the time of need. And this is where you can find us. Is that what you're trying to say to me?
Yes. We are trying to solve issues of lack of representation. Okay. We lack representation as Ugandans in Scotland. You've just mentioned it. When somebody in Wales contacted you, you couldn't point them anywhere. So that's lack of representation. We don't have any official organization in Scotland here that where you can for Ugandans, where you can point, any Ugandan asking anything or any issue in relation to Ugandan matters, that they can say, okay, go ask Yugascot. Oh, there is a Yugascot community, you can ask them. They can maybe point you in the right direction. They can help you do this, do that. There's nothing like that. Okay. And these are the issues that we are trying to, to encounter. Culture erosion. We've already spoken about that sense of belonging for the kids. We need to come up with activities, events, more events, not only now Ugandan Independence, which is the only excuse that we get to socialize, so we will be coming up with other events within the year, okay, where we can regularly meet with other Ugandan children, mix, interact, share skills, education, information, a lot of things. That is the value. That is the value which a well-established, organized community will bring to the Ugandans. So the £20 is really absolutely nothing. As I say, it's nothing to say, okay, I'm paying £20. What am I getting back? That is short-sighted. You're not
But
looking at the big picture.
Yeah, that's the question everyone will be asking.
Absolutely, and I like the way you asked. I'm not you personally, but that will obviously that is the question.
Yeah,
that is the question that our people always keep asking.
Yeah,
and I appreciate it. I'm happy to elaborate on that and try to show people that there is a bigger vision. There is something that we aim for, which is a bit higher than just a one occasion of what am I coming to get.
Yeah,
look at the future. Look at the bigger picture. What are we getting in future? What are we trying to do? That's the reason that I came here to talk about this.
All right. Thank you so much, James, for that communication. It's really, enlightening. And just for reference, anybody that's interested in coming to the event, are they welcome? We've been talking about Ugandans, and there's so many other people that may be, interested in coming to be part of it.
Absolutely. Everybody is welcome. Every single person is welcome. We've all got friends and acquaintances and all, from all different other different cultures and countries. So it's for everyone, really. It's for everyone. It's for the Ugandans and the friends of Ugandans.
Yes. Well, so wherever you are, if you are interested in this, you're very welcome to it. It's happening this Saturday, which will be the 9th of October 2021, and it's happening at 35 Moore Street, Paisley, PA 11DL. It starts at 2 p.m. goes all the way till 10 o'clock. And if you want more information, you can always call 074608777722. I'll say that again, 074608777722. And you'll get all the information that you require. It's just £20 per head, and children under 12, yeah?
Yeah, under 12 pay £5.
Yeah. So that's you. And we hope to see everybody over there. And of course, Jambo Radio will be well represented.
Come along and have fun.
Let's have fun.
It will be fun.
Yeah, let's get together, have fun, and celebrate the Ugandan community, and also help strengthen this Ugandan community that's getting built. In more ways than one, you look like Noah to me. Remember Noah in the Bible? He started building something from zero. So, well, the best of luck from Jambo Radio, and hoping
that's our story.
And hoping that your story ends just like Noah's.
I hope so. Thanks
Thank you so much for coming in, James.
Thanks for having me.